F1 is back. Round 4, the 2022 championship is upon us, and we've got a whole host of things to talk about, including whether Red Bull will make it to the end of a Grand Prix this time. But here's my preview for the Imola Grand Prix. And don't forget the sprint returns this weekend, so I've got a number of predictions to do, so stick around to the end to hear my predictions. And boom, let's talk F1. So I thought I'd start with a little bit about Imola itself. It's low downforce, it's high speed, it's an old school track hosting its first Grand Prix in 1980. Given its nature, overtaking can be difficult. We've seen it prove difficult in 2020 and 2021, so I'd only give it a 4 out of 10 on the overtaking scale. Michael Schumacher is the most successful driver there with 8 wins, and Williams and Ferrari are tied on 8 wins apiece for the most successful constructor. And on Sunday we will see a 63 lap Grand Prix. The lap record held by Lewis Hamilton set in 2020 at 1:15.84 around this 3-mile circuit. It shouldn't be underestimated how iconic Imola really is. Ferrari's home track in the heart of the Italian countryside. And the 3 main storylines heading into the weekend? Well, the sprint returns, of course, that's going to be one of the big ones. We had 3 successful trials with the sprint in 2021, and we returned for 3 more in 2022, the first one at Imola. Now, a quick reminder of the format. You have FP1 on Friday with qualifying as well on Friday. Then on Saturday you've got FP2 with the sprint race in the afternoon, and then you've got the race on Sunday. Now, there's been a few changes to the sprint since last year. First of all, qualifying on Friday, that now counts as pole, not sprint qualifying on Saturday. And secondly, the top 8 finishers of the sprint will score points. 8th place will score 1 point, 1st place will score 8 points. It's a pretty simple scoring system, 8 to 1 or 1 to 8, however we look at it. And secondly, quite an interesting storyline coming out of Australia is, are McLaren and Alpine dark horses this season? McLaren really got their act together in Australia after a difficult few races, and Alpine showed blistering pace in qualifying, especially with Fernando Alonso. So could they get in on the act with at least Mercedes and potentially spoil the Red Bull Ferrari party? A long shot, but it's possible. Alonso is on the brink of doing that in Australia, so we'll see. Or was it a false dawn from McLaren, or a fluke from Alpine? And finally, it can't really be ignored any longer, but Red Bull's reliability. Now, you could put Bahrain down to an anomaly, but the fact of having again in Australia kind of proves there might be a bit more of a serious or fundamental issue with the Red Bull engine. Between the two cars, with 6 race finishes up for grabs, they've only finished 3 times, if you see what I mean. So they've only finished half the Grand Prix between them. It's not good enough, not what you expect from Red Bull. So we'll see in Imola. They'll be looking just to get to the end of the race, because Verstappen is already languishing 46 points behind Leclerc in the championship. Right, a quick form guide looking back to Imola. So in 2004, it's Michael Schumacher. 2005, Fernando Alonso. 2006 was Michael Schumacher again. In 2000, we didn't race there. Hang on. We went from 2006 back to 2020, Imola returned thanks to COVID-19, and we saw Lewis Hamilton win it in 2020, and Max Verstappen win it in 2021 last year in the rain, and it is scheduled to be a little bit more rain this weekend, so we'll see how that plays out. Let's just pause the video there, shall we? Now, if you're enjoying this video or want to see this channel grow just like me, then don't forget to hit that like button and that subscribe button. I'd much appreciate it. It would help me out a lot, and we can get on with the rest of the video. Right, here are all the times you need to know. On Friday we'll see FP1 at 12:30 with qualifying at 4. On Saturday, FP2 at 11:30 and the sprint race at 3:30. And on Sunday the race will be at 2 in the afternoon. This is all UK time, by the way. Back on European time, so no more 6 AM rubbish that we had in Australia. Okay, the main part of the video. Here's my predictions coming into the weekend. I think obviously Ferrari are the team to beat. They've taken 2 out of the 3 first victories of the season, and they're in a great position heading into one of their home races. So Ferrari are the team to beat. Leclerc will be looking to make it 3 wins from 4 in 2022. But Red Bull are bringing upgrades this race. They're bringing upgrades, a pretty substantial upgrade package apparently. So Red Bull and Ferrari will be evenly matched. Red Bull will definitely be there. I think Mercedes will struggle compared to Red Bull and Ferrari. Mercedes will definitely be in behind. It could be another tough weekend for them. They'll be looking to pick up off any scraps, any mistakes that the top 2 teams make. So it's going to be a very similar dynamic to the first few races, but obviously you won't know the details, the fine details of who's leading who until we see them out on track on Friday for practice. And with that in mind, I have had a go at predicting qualifying, the sprint and the race. Now, also bearing in mind that we saw it's been tricky to overtake last few years, but with the new 2022 cars, it could be proved easier, with following easier and overtaking a little bit easier this year, so hopefully that fixes any overtaking issues we've seen at Imola. But for qualifying, I see Leclerc on pole. Leclerc over 1 lap is one of the best drivers out there, and the Ferrari is going to be too quick, I think. So we're going to see Leclerc on pole from Verstappen. Verstappen will be second. I'm going to put Perez in third. And for the sprint, I think Verstappen proved in 2021 he can be mighty in the sprint. That's one of his strong points. So I'm going to put Verstappen to win the sprint ahead of Charles Leclerc in second, and Carlos Sainz in third. Sainz will be keen to make up for Australia, so he'll want to get on the axe on the top 3 at least. But over a whole race distance, I just think Charles Leclerc and Ferrari are going to have the legs. I see Charles Leclerc winning the Imola Grand Prix, a third win out of 4 races in 2022. So I see Charles Leclerc winning with Verstappen in second. I think Red Bull will be fine with reliability. If they have another reliability issue, then that's going to be a full-blown crisis. And I see Carlos Sainz in third. I don't see Sergio Perez beating Sainz. I think Sainz just has a little bit more than Perez, despite the Red Bull upgrades, so we'll see how they play out. But I see the race finishing Leclerc, Verstappen, Sainz. I think that's going to be our typical top 3 this year. No more Ham Ver Bot, it's going to be Lec Ver Sainz. But there we go, that pretty much sums up my preview for the Imola Grand Prix. Now, like I said, it's always hard to predict what's going to happen for qualifying and the sprint and the race, especially when you haven't seen the cars out on track to apply some information to your predictions. But watch out for my TikToks throughout the week and over the weekend, because yeah, there'll be more stuff coming there. I'm going to stick by those predictions even on TikTok. I think Red Bull and Ferrari will be very evenly matched this weekend. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out, but it's going to be another great weekend of racing in the Italian countryside. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ollie Pattas. Boom, let's talk F1, and I will see you in the next video.